Perhaps? Is that the same as maybe? I'm Teacher Mike, and today we're learning about the words maybe and perhaps. So, these two words do mean the same thing. However, there are important differences in both when and how we use them. But before we talk about how they are different, I first just want to make sure that you understand what they mean. Basically, we use these words to say that we think that something is possible. However, we are not 100% sure about it. For example, I can't find my wallet. Maybe I left it at home. That means that I think that it's possible that I left it at home. I'm not sure if that's what happened, but I do think that it's possible. And again, perhaps means the same thing. So in that example, you could say, maybe I left it at home, or you could say, perhaps I left it at home. Now, let's look at how they're different. The biggest difference is that perhaps is more formal, and maybe is more informal. This means that maybe is the one that most people are going to use more often in daily conversation. And perhaps is the one that most people are usually going to use in more formal situations. For example, when giving a speech or talking to a customer. Also, although both of these words are common in both the US and the UK, British people tend to use perhaps just a little bit more, and American people tend to use maybe just a little bit more. Another difference is that perhaps often sounds a bit more thoughtful. It sounds like you're thinking more carefully about the situation, whereas maybe sounds more like you just don't know. For example, if you say, perhaps we should go to a Thai restaurant, that sounds more like you have thought about it and you think it's a good idea. But if you say, maybe we should go to a Thai restaurant, that sounds more like you have just had the idea right now, and you haven't really thought about it much. But this is a very small difference, because again, they mean the same thing. They just sound and feel a little bit different. And one final difference is where we put the words in a sentence. Both of these words are very common as the first word of a sentence. For example, perhaps he lied to you. Or, maybe we should tell her what happened. And both of these words are also sometimes used as the last word of a sentence. For example, we can do it later, perhaps. Or, we could go to the beach, maybe. But perhaps is also very common in the middle of a sentence. For example, he will perhaps arrive a bit late. We do not usually use maybe that way. We do, however, use may be in the middle of a sentence. And to learn more about the differences between maybe and may be, make sure to watch this video right here. That's all for today. Thank you for watching.